Hello, everyone, and a huge congratulations on graduating. You're officially on the verge of transitioning from student to professional dentist. It is such an exciting time. But let's be real, figuring out the next steps, from regulations to finding your first job, can feel a little overwhelming. That's exactly what this guide is for. Look, you've spent years mastering the clinical skills, and you're great at it. But building a successful career, that's about so much more. It's about understanding the rules of the game, making smart choices for your future, and honestly, taking care of yourself along the way. So we're here to walk you through those critical first steps. Today, we're going to break it down into 5 key areas. First up, we'll get to know the Malaysian Dental Council and go over your annual duties. Then we'll get into the really exciting part, thinking about your practice model and where you want to be. And finally, we'll wrap up with something that is arguably the most important piece of the puzzle for a long and happy career, your well-being. All right, let's dive in. Okay, let's start at the very beginning with your professional foundation, the Malaysian Dental Council. Seriously, before you even think about treating a single patient, you absolutely have to understand the body that governs our entire profession. So, the Malaysian Dental Council, or the MDC, as you'll hear it called, is the regulatory body for every single dental practitioner in the country. Its main job is to protect the public and make sure we all uphold the integrity of our profession. I want you to think of the MDC not as some kind of barrier, but really as a partner in helping us all maintain the high standards we believe in. Now, this is a term you really need to get familiar with: infamous conduct. And notice how broad that definition is. It doesn't just cover your clinical work, it's about any behavior, even stuff that happens outside the clinic that could make the profession look bad. And trust me, the MDAC takes this very, very seriously. The MDC's Code of Professional Conduct is basically your ethical compass. It's all built on these core principles that, honestly, should be second nature. Your patient's care, it always comes first. You absolutely must get informed consent, you have to protect their confidentiality, and you've got to communicate with total honesty. These aren't just suggestions, you know? They are the absolute pillars of trust between you and every patient you'll ever see. And yes, the council does have clear procedures for disciplinary action. Now, this isn't meant to scare you. It's to make sure the public has complete confidence in all of us. The main takeaway here is really simple. Just know the rules and practice ethically, right from day one. So understanding the MDC naturally leads us to our next topic: what you need to do every single year to stay compliant, and just as importantly, to stay current with your skills and knowledge. 20. This is the magic number you need to remember every single year. You're required to get a minimum of 20 continuing professional development, or CPD, points annually. This is what ensures that we're all lifelong learners, constantly updating our skills so we can give our patients the best possible care. The renewal cycle for your annual practicing certificate, or APC, is pretty straightforward. You gather your 20-plus CPD points throughout the year, you log them online in the My CPD2 portal, and then you apply for your next APC. The one key thing to remember is that you're always working a year ahead. So, for example, the points you earn in 2024 are for your 2025 renewal. Now, I know exactly what a lot of you are probably thinking right now. Wait, I just graduated. Does this apply to me right away? And here is the good news. The MDC gives you a bit of a grace period. For your first 2 years after registering, you are exempt from having to show proof of CPD points. But, and listen, this is a very important but, you still need to be collecting those points during your second year. Why? Because you'll need them for your third year renewal. So please don't wait. Get into the habit early. So how do you actually earn these points? Well, as you can see, the options are really broad. You can, of course, focus on clinical skills like workshops and seminars, but please do not overlook the non-clinical side. A course on practice management could honestly be one of the most valuable things you do in your first few years. The whole system is designed to help you grow, not just as a clinician, but as a well-rounded professional. All right, we've covered the must-dos, the rules and duties. Now let's get to the really fun part, making choices about your career. And the first huge decision is figuring out what kind of practice environment is going to be the right professional home for you. Okay, so the 2 most common paths you'll see in private practice are solo and group. With a solo practice, you are the captain of your own ship. You have total autonomy, which is amazing, but you also carry all the business risk and all the responsibilities.
In a group practice, you get to share those responsibilities. You have a collaborative environment, but you might have a bit less individual control. There's no right or wrong answer here. There's only what's right for you. And hey, beyond private practice, there are some other fantastic pathways. Government service can give you incredible experience with a really diverse group of patients. Corporate chains, they offer a lot of structure and business support. Academia is perfect if you have a passion for teaching and research. And working as a locum gives you just ultimate flexibility. Really think about what you want to gain in these first few years.
So once you have an idea of the kind of practice model you might like, the very next strategic move is choosing where to set up shop. And trust me, location is so much more than just a physical address. It really sets the stage for your success. I want you to start by asking this one simple but incredibly powerful question. Before you even look at a single property for rent, you have to understand the community you're planning to serve. Your success truly depends on it.
So you've got to do your homework, dive in and analyze the local demographics. Is it a neighborhood full of young families? They might need pediatric services. An area with a lot of retirees? They might need more prosthodontic care. The whole idea is to match your skills and the services you want to offer to the actual needs of the community.
The next critical question you have to ask yourself is about the competition. You need to get a feel for the market saturation. I mean, an area with way too many dentists, it's going to be a struggle. But an area with none at all, well, it might be underserved for a good reason.
Here's a really simple way to think about it. Let's say you look at competitor A. Maybe their strength is a great location, but their weakness is that they close at 5 p.m. every day. Then you look at competitor B. They might have weekend hours, but they don't offer implants. Right there, you found a service gap. That's your opportunity. Maybe you can offer cosmetic services or be the only clinic that stays open until 7. Finding those gaps is how you carve out your own space in the market.
Okay, we have covered regulations, we've covered duties, and we've covered business strategy. But let's be honest, none of that matters if you don't take care of your most valuable asset, yourself. This final section is all about building a career that isn't just successful, but one that's also sustainable and fulfilling. Dentistry can be a high-stress profession. We all know it. We face perfectionism, financial pressures, the emotional weight of patient care. It's a lot. So it is absolutely vital to acknowledge these stressors and learn to recognize the signs of burnout. Build a strong support network with your colleagues. Learn how to set boundaries between your work and your life. And please, make time for self-care. Your mental health is just as important as your clinical competence.
I just want to leave you with this final thought. As you start out on this amazing journey, please remember that you are not alone. Asking for advice from mentors and your peers, that's a sign of strength, of professionalism. It is not a weakness. And please, don't put so much pressure on yourself to make the perfect first choice. Your career is a marathon, not a sprint. Your first job is a foundation. It's a place to learn and to grow. So embrace the journey, make informed decisions, and know that you are entering a truly, truly rewarding profession. Good luck.